right, so let's talk about volume. In this instance, we're talking about volume of rectangular prisms. Rectangular prism means it's a three-dimensional rectangle. So you have 3 dimensions, you have a length, a width, and a height. In elementary school, you probably learned to do volume equals length times width times height. But remember, I told you that we're no longer using length times width. We're switching that to be base. Well, not only is that a change, another change is that in volume, we now use the formula capital BH. Some of you were trying to put a capital B in your formula when you were finding area of triangles or parallelograms, and I kept telling you don't use a capital B because it means something else. This capital B actually means area of the base. So when you look at this rectangle right here, the base, if you want to say, is that bottom piece right there, which is a rectangle. How do you find area of a rectangle? Base times height. And then we're going to multiply that by the other height. Well, remember, this height right here is the distance between the two bases. Okay, we talked about this. We talked about our area of a trapezoid, and we were talking about our two bases. And I told you the height is always going to go straight up and down, and it tells you the distance between your two bases. So if you're calling this a base, this piece on top would match it. The distance between them is 5. So even though in elementary you learned to simply say 6 times 4 times 5, that's still going to work here. 6 times 4 times 5. So I'm going to have 24 times 5. And my volume is going to be 120 centimeters. And this time you're going to have a little 3 for cubed. When it was area, you only had 2 dimensions, a base and a height. Now that you have 3 dimensions, you have a little 3 there. Again, I know you think this is probably easier just going 6 times 4 times 5, but remember we're building up to more challenging, more complex formulas. And if you always use volume equals capital BH, it will work for all shapes. Let's try one more. So here we have volume equals capital BH because you have the same steps to follow. The first step is write your formula. Second step is plug it in. The area of the base, it's a rectangle, so that's base times height times height. Your base is 3 times 5. The distance between the bases is 8. So this is going to be 15 times 8. Well, I actually get 120 again. That is a coincidence. Don't think that all of them are going to be 120. And again, we're going to put a little 3 there for cubed.